Hey, how's it going, Fez heads? I decided that it's high time that I actually started doing these weekly updates. So here's the first in what will be a ridiculously long series of studio updates. The current state of the studio is it's a mess. We're still in the transition period from the holidays to getting back into the groove and preparing for the cons. So we're starting work on the first design. The first thing that we have to do for the conventions beyond, schedule them, is decide what designs are going to stay in production throughout the year. So we're starting with the Mystic Eye. The tall will be retired. It's going to be on last call for a little while before I turn it off completely. And then that's going to be changed to a low profile on red, which follows what I did in the blue a few years back, so that's not really anything new. There's a couple other designs that we did as Fez of the Weeks over the last year that I think I want to incorporate into our full production runs. So mostly January and February, we're just trying to bulk up and create as much stock as we can before we hit the cons, so that going from show to show is not such a burden. We didn't do a very good job of that last year. We only had like a show and a half of Fez's prepared at any time. So the year prior to that, I think we'd done like doubled our production. We had a number of shows that were back to back, and that worked out really well. It made things a lot easier to transition from month to month. So I'll start work on new designs very soon. We're gonna first focus on designs that I already have done that just need to get into production, and those will start running today and constantly be running. I'll try to pace myself on how much sewing I do week to week. So it's just a good idea to kind of stock up. The embroideries take the most amount of time, so having them done and being able to kind of have quiet days where we're not running the embroidery machines is always appreciated. So other news as far as the Patreon's concerned, hey, Doug's watching live. That's my first person to watch live. We have the badges are going out. I have a few more badges to do, so if you haven't already, if you wanted to and haven't already ordered your badges, the exclusives for this week, make sure you get those in. Sunday night will be the cutoff. Monday I will make the last batch and get those into the post office. These are all shipping through envelopes, so make sure you're keeping an eye on the envelope stuff. Unlike the orders that go through the Fezrama website, I'm taking care of shipping all of these out, so they're just made, put into an envelope and rushed off to the post office down the street. So it doesn't take me that long to get those running and out. And then I can get focused on the new stuff. I still need to design the 86 badge, which is our next number badge. And then I want to start doing some other stuff. The patron number badges was just a whim. It's not really something that I'm going to focus on. So you'll see those kind of get spread out farther and farther through the years. And we have the first batch should be arriving today. I believe Brian has already gotten his notification from USPS that his mysterious envelope is waiting for him. So that's where the badges are. Video. I shot some video last Friday with my new anamorphic lens for my phone, and then discovered that I don't have anything on my phone that will decompress anamorphic. And I have not sat down to get my computer running with video editing, so I have to actually go into Premiere Pro and decompress for an anamorphic lens. So I didn't get to just slap up some quick shots of that, but it's some really cool footage that we did at the LA Arboretum for the end of their Lantern Festival, which was this really cool art installation. So I will get, once I get a chance to work on those, I will at least post up some of the videos so that you guys can see how that lens shoots on the phone. It's a anamorphic lens for Moment for my Pixel 3. So what else? I did not get to shoot Sunday with my friend Mike. He's coming by this Sunday to shoot, and we have a bunch of little project stuff. Things that surprises, things that I've kind of had to hold back from telling you about, because I kind of wanted to get a video done of them. We'll see how well that goes. Hopefully we can shoot some stuff on Sunday and it won't be too long of an edit process, and I can get those up. Otherwise, I'm going to start doing blog posts with just photographs to keep you up to date on what I'm working on. But there's a couple cool little things that I've been playing with that are kind of fun. A lot of Windows updates this week, so that kind of slowed me down. Every time I did a Windows update, it's always a panic thinking that that's the end of my computer. So I really think that there's going to be a computer purchase this year, which I'm not entirely excited about. I've done tablets. My little Surface Go I kind of like. It's working well. But retiring my desktop is I'm not one to hang on to those things, but this one's been around way too long, and I'm really kind of frightened to lose all the software and settings I have on it. But it barely chugs along now, and I do think that maybe a laptop that can handle video editing might be what I need, instead of a desktop that just sort of sits here most of the time. Let's see. I need to climb on the roof of the studio to figure out where the leak is coming from before the rains come in tonight. So I have an idea. It's probably the same leak that I patched last year. And then, I've been working on a private order, so I can't really show you much on that because it's been a lot of like exploring small customizations that they want. But if they work, if the customizations kind of work out, I may bring them to the Patreon page just because I resent somebody having something exclusive and it's not me. So, and again, I can't really talk about that right now. Somebody that just joined in, Brian asking the questions on the Patreon member badges. Yeah, the people signing on now will be able to get the 86 badge. So the 86 badge, or that probably, I mean, whenever that happens with members, the member growth. But yeah, everybody who's signed in then will get the opportunity to pick up the 86 badge. So I'm just not going backwards on them because artistically, I kind of already made vast improvements over what I did for the first two. So I don't want to go back and try to recreate old numbers. They're just one of the many badges. I'm going to try to do a new badge every month for you guys. It may not be for everybody. There'll be some tier exclusives. So I think the next tier exclusive I'm going to do is a special one for the X5 members. But I'm going to try to have something up for everybody monthly. So some of those may be badge designs that I've worked on in the past when I was first doing the badges and just doing some updates. So, and a lot of those were only available at cons. I never really had the badges on the website. So we have the Phoenix badge, which I really dig. I may do a run of those on the website for you guys. And then there's another one, I was working on a goat badge that I never actually made. Never quite figured out how to present the badges at the conventions. They were always something just sort of tucked into other things. So I need to work up a good display for doing embroidered badges if I'm going to bring them to the cons and make them a focus. Right now, they just sort of sit there with sketch cards and it's an afterthought. But with the removal, I used to do glassware, but that was such a burden to carry that I had a display case for that. I need to redesign that display and figure out what's going to go into it. And I've had a number of different ideas for doing something kind of extravagant. The challenge with the badges at conventions is there's not much of an appreciation for the handcrafted stuff. So Brian's asking, since he is already at 42, can you get the 86? Yes, you can. You can just keep collecting badges. So yeah, the problem with the badges at the conventions is people just assume they're going to be machine made in thousands of units, and they want machine made thousands of units prices. And it's a different collector's market. And I feel like while we're getting an interest in enamel pins are one of those things that are obviously being made overseas. That it's not really something that anybody's doing themselves. And I don't think that a lot of people grasp the idea that an artist could just choose to work in embroidery and not be an embroidery shop or a mass manufacturer. That's a challenge we have with our fezzes. We get accused of lying when we tell people that we make all of the fezzes ourselves. There was a convention that we were looking at maybe picking up this year that focuses on handcrafted works, and they were really rude and basically just said that Maya was lying when she told them that we make our fezzes. And then they said, well, you have to send more photographs. And we told them that we're no longer interested in working with them. So that's an ongoing thing. And that's one of those challenges that, a lot of artists have at conventions if they make their own stuff as opposed to just reselling. So that is pretty much where I'm at. I'm trying to figure out what things can be done for the new year. I'm processing baskets. I've kind of spent almost every day working on baskets, just trying to get them out of the way. Joe's cleaning his garage, which is where we currently keep all the unprocessed baskets and the processed baskets. So I'm trying to help him get that organized by moving boxes around and getting them finished so that we don't have to dig them out of the other stuff that he has clearing out for his family. So a lot of setting rivets in baskets and avoiding sewing for a little while so that I don't get totally burned out on that. But like I said, we're getting back into the groove. We will get new things coming. The Tall Red Eye is going to be going on last call. I have to figure out when I'm doing the fleur-de-lis for Mardi Gras. That has to come up earlier so people have it in time for the actual celebrations, which are like starting up already in New Orleans. I had another project that I want to do that I'm not sure when it's going to get there. And I'm going to start posting a calendar for the year of all of our conventions that we have coming up. We've signed up, I've got confirmation on most of them at this point, so I have a good idea of where our shows are. And we're cutting back a little bit. I'm trying not to do the 13 shows I did last year. But I'm sure we'll end up by the end of the year getting up to like 10 again. Trying to avoid getting too ambitious with, actually it's less ambitious and more fear of missing out. I think that's what gets the benefit of the cons is that they can convince artists that you need to be here because all your friends are here and cool stuff is happening. And then we get there and cool stuff isn't happening. So I'm trying to dial that back a little bit so I can focus on doing more creative stuff. And I've been slacking off on art. I really need to sit down and draw. But before I can sit down and draw, I really need to sit down and clean off my desk because you can't see it anymore. And that is because I keep moving just piles of crap from one table to another. So anyway, that is my long-winded update for today. Like I said, I'm going to try to make this a weekly feature, if nothing else, just to get used to the idea of shooting videos and talking to you guys. So yes, it's a working desk. It holds things off the floor, which is how I used to work on the floor. So yeah, we will, I'll see you online. Like I said, we're going to try to shoot videos and do something a little bit more professional than me staring at a camera. But in the meantime, I promised videos, so I'm going to stare at the camera if that's what it takes. So until next time, again, I want to thank all of the Patreon supporters here. It's amazing to me. I honestly did not expect the kind of involvement that you guys are giving me. It is mind-boggling, in all honesty. It freaks me out at times how supportive everybody is. So I'm going to keep plugging away and try to get out of my head and stop my imposter complex gets in the way, and I keep thinking that I'm just faking my way through stuff. But I know what you guys want to see from me, and it's not me navel gazing. So I'm going to try to start getting more creative and share better, because there were moments this week where I was surprised people knew about things that I had been posting to Patreon, and it didn't occur to me that I was the one posting them, because I'm just not used to the idea of sharing this stuff. I think I have this idea that I want to make stuff a surprise, and then I also want to share it, and those are two conflicting concepts. Because it's hard to surprise people with the stuff that you're sharing, and it's hard to share things that you want to surprise people with. But there are surprises, and we'll talk about those next week. So take care. Thank you so much. I will see you next time.